Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Dubai, the most populous city in the United Arab Emirates, seems to have an ever-changing and evolving horizon. But besides the billion-dollar projects that are reshaping the skyline, there are even crazier projects planned underwater. Let's take a look at some of Dubai's projects under development, such as lamps and underwater trains. Amazing Aquarail. The history of human transport is indeed very strange. From walking to riding horses and then driving four-wheeled vehicles. Today, we are very close to traveling through tubes in the ocean at a speed of 965 kilometers per hour. Yes, you heard right. United Arab Emirates started the construction of a train line that will take you directly from Dubai to India. When we think that these two cities are 1,934 kilometers away from each other, we may be a little confused. In fact, the project becomes even more impressive when you consider that there is an ocean of hundreds of kilometers between the cities. So how will this be done? In fact, the project does not just end with placing rails on the ocean floor. According to Enabil, two large curved concrete pipes will be placed in the Arabian Sea. These tubes will float in water and be fully waterproof to prevent erosion or damage. Each tube will contain only one rail track, which will then connect these tubes to a series of industrial-scale pontoons for stabilization with two sets of supported tubes. So trains will be able to travel in both directions. The Turks will also include a series of pipelines between Mumbai and the United Arab Emirates that will import and export gas, oil, and water. This project takes multitasking to a new level. On the other hand, the train journey between Dubai and Mumbai will take as little as 2 hours. A minute. Weren't these cities 1,934 kilometers apart? So even taking the train from London to Paris takes exactly 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yes, there are only 486 kilometers between London and Paris. Look at that difference. It looks like NABL plans to make the tubes completely airtight. So trains will run in vacuum to reduce air resistance. However, of course, this alone will not be enough to make the journey that finishes at the speed of light. It seems that Dubai wants to use a highly innovative mode of transport that uses maglev technology. The abbreviation for magnetic divergence uses a series of electromagnets that are frozen to -267 degrees. Thus, electromagnets produce magnetic fields exactly 10 times larger than ordinary electromagnets at the lowest temperatures. These supercooled tracks also come into contact with opposing magnets placed on the sides of the train. The magnets repel each other and make the train lift into the air. In other words, this system is a nearly frictionless drive and allows trains to reach speeds of 500 kilometers per hour on land. However, trains aboard Aquarail would theoretically be able to travel at 965 kilometers per hour in the cavity of the tunnel without any friction, elevation change, or air resistance. This extremely ambitious project was drafted in 2019 and frankly, there has been no news about the project since then. I'm sure we'd all like to see such a project come to fruition. A new record. When Burj Khalifa opened its doors in 2010 years, it made a worldwide impact. So much so that today the building is the tallest building in the world with an astonishing 828 meters. On the other hand, Dubai announced plans to spend $1 billion to build the Dubai Creek Tower in 2016. When these descriptions first appeared, plans indicated that the tower would be 128 meters higher than the Burj Khalifa. But since its announcement, the estimated height of the tower has risen absurdly to 1,299 meters. But that makes Dubai exactly 471 meters taller than the 42 Burj Khalifas. Yes, this may sound excessive to you too. Let's take an example for you to understand better. Even if you put the Empire State Building on top of the Burj Khalifa, it doesn't reach Dubai Creek. It seems that after this time, no country will be able to try to steal Dubai's tallest tower title. On the other hand, despite its exaggerated height, Dubai Creek Tower will have only 20 floors and 10 observation areas located on the hill. For comparison, the Burj Khalifa has 200 floors, 160 of which are used. This means that less than 30% of Dubai Creek Tower will be usable space. Nevertheless, the first stages of construction began in 2018 with a cover of 48,138 cubic meters of concrete poured. In addition, the foundations weighing 130,000 tons weigh 5 times the Statue of Liberty on their own. Unfortunately, that's all we know about this structure. Because the 2008 financial collapse had a domino effect on Dubai's economy and brought projects such as the Creek Tower to a standstill. Although initially insisted that the tower will be finished by 2022, it seems that everything will not go as planned. Aladdin City. If you could find a genie lamp, what would you wish for? What if you come across 3 lamps? The city of Aladdin, named after and resembling a series of gigantic magical lamps, is a bizarre mega-project under development in Dubai. And the project is estimated to cost an incredible $15 billion. The tallest of the giant structures along Dubai Creek will be 34 stories high and house everything from hotels to residences and large-scale garages. The lamps will be interconnected and the complex will cover a total of 457 meters. On the other hand, each of the 3 lamps will be inspired by a different story from the classic Arabian Nights tale, including the story of Aladdin. So far, only Aladdin and Sinbad have appeared. In fact, construction was supposed to begin at 2016. However, there was no progress in this project. In fact, when you look at the area from Google Earth, you can see that the site has been turned into a rather boring pier. I think Dubai is planning to rub the lamp to realize this project. Ain Dubai. Famous for its sunny weather, London Eye in England is an iconic place and many people know it as the world's largest tattoo cabinet. However, this is not true. It's bigger than Las Vegas and not famous for its sun in England. Even technically, these 2 structures are not a Ferris wheel. These structures are observation wheels, but of course you can call them whatever you want. In the end, Ain Dubai eclipsed them both. Ain Dubai London is exactly 114 meters taller than the moon, 82 meters taller than the High Roller in Vegas. Yes. This place knows no rivals with its length of 250 meters. The construction, which was completed in 2021, took 6 years and a full $0.6 billion was spent in the construction, using 11,200 tons of steel. We only say billions, not millions. Ain Dubai also has an impressive carrying capacity with each of its 40-person compartments, and can carry a total of 1,750 passengers in premium cabins that even offer food service. So this place is crushing both London and Vegas with these incredible features. A Dubai. Meet One Dubai, a beautiful deceptively named project. As you can see, a Dubai is actually not a single tower, but 3 towers. The aim of a Dubai is to build 3 towers side by side in the shape of a triangle. The tallest of the 3 towers will be exactly 980 meters high. Yes, this structure is almost 152 meters larger than the Burj Khalifa. This massive main building will span 201 floors and will contain a mix of hotel and residential apartments. And yes, that's just the main building. Moreover, these 3 towers will be connected by a series of sky bridges that will serve as meeting points. In addition, this bridge will host platforms that offer incredible views. While a Dubai has not been officially cancelled, construction was supposed to start at 8 and nothing has been said about the project so far. It is also very difficult to follow the progress of these towers. Finally, don't confuse a Dubai and a Dubai One.